The time is 5:35 p.m. The Zoning Board of Adjustment and Appeal committee is now in session. To establish quorum, who do we have? We have Mr. Elizondo. Who else?
And Jessica Perez.
Ms. Perez, Jessica Perez. Who else?
I think that's it.
And myself, Jesus Weber. Then we do have a quorum. Now we proceed with the next item on the agenda, citizens communication. Do we have anybody that would like to talk to the committee? Mr. Madera, do we have anybody that would like to address
I don't believe
the
we
committee at
received.
this?
Ms. Imelda, are you receiving anything?
Oh, we didn't submit any phone calls, and I did not receive any emails either.
Okay. So the next item on the agenda is the selection of the chairperson for the committee. Do I hear a motion to select a chairperson for the committee?
I think we need to table it again because we still are missing some people.
Yeah, I agree. We should table it.
Okay. So there is no motion to select. So do I hear a motion to table this item?
I'll
All those
motion.
in favor?
And I'll
say
second
yes.
it. Yes.
Motion by Mr. Elizondo, second by Ms. Perez. All those in favor say yes.
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 Motion passes. Next item on the agenda is the selection of the vice chairperson for the committee. Do I hear a motion to select the vice chairperson for the committee?
A motion to table it.
I second the motion.
Motion by Ms. Perez, second by Mr. Elizondo. All those in favor say yes.
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 Motion passes. The next item on the agenda is the minutes from the April the 1st, 2020 meeting.
I wasn't at that meeting, so I wouldn't be able to approve those.
I wasn't either. So.
So we will have to table this item since I was the only one, but I don't think I'm going to do it by myself. So unless I could approve it, no. I'd rather table this item for the next meeting, Mr. Madera.
Sounds good, yes, sir.
Do I hear a motion to table this item for approval at this moment?
Yes, I'll motion for it.
Motion by Ms. Perez,
I'll second.
second by Mr. Elizondo. All those in favor say yes.
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 Next, we have a public hearing concerning a variance request submitted by Francisco Martinez III for a variance to allow and grant approval of a 7-foot high fence which exceeds the maximum 6 feet fence height stipulated by ordinance on property located at 619 Silone Street. Mr. Madera, do you have anything regarding this item?
Yes, did you announce the time for the opening of the public meeting?
Yeah, it is 5:39 p.m. and now the public hearing is open.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Diaz-Weber. So this item, as you just read, is a variance request for a fence height. I believe you, or at least a couple of you, should be able to see the slides, and we also emailed them earlier. This is a depiction of part of the fence in question. The applicant is Francisco Martinez III, and the address is at 619 Ceylon Street. It is a 21,000 square foot residence property. It's an R1 zoned property. And the situation here is the resident performed some construction on the property, some renovations. There was permits submitted for a bulk of the work, but the fence permitting was not included in that. The applicant thought he had included all of the work in there, and did also go through the process of with the Main Street Board of requesting review for this project, since it does fall within the historic district. So they did review the work, and they did approve his plans and agree that it was in line with the design, or the nature, I guess, keeping in line with the historic look of it. But what was left out was the permit request, which the applicant, once he was made aware, immediately came and submitted the proper documentation, paid the fees, paid the violation fee for not having submitted the permit request prior to construction, and is now going through the process of a variance request, being that parts of the fence is above 6 feet high. We did send out notices to nearby property owners for this variance request. 27 notices were sent out. 2 were received in favor, one of those being from the applicant, and none in opposition. The property, here's an aerial for those of you who could see the slides. It's off of Ceylon and the intersection of Leona Street. Here's a slide showing a few properties and doing a quick review, driving around the streets nearby. We did find these couple other properties that also have fences that exceed the 6 feet height by ordinance. And many of these houses, just like the property in question, are of a historic nature, have been built nearly a century ago or more, and have different characteristics than a lot of the traditional houses that are built nowadays. They're much taller, property sizes tend to be larger, and so it isn't totally out of the norm. This request is not out of the norm, requesting to go and exceed the 6 feet in height. Doing some research of what other cities do, we found quickly many cities allow for heights over 6 feet. Here's a list that I found without doing too much, just within a 15 or so minutes and researching. I found several of these who allow higher than 6 feet. That's City of Andrews, Arlington at 8 feet, Dallas at 9 feet. City of Laredo is one nearby that allows for 7 feet. Plano, Richardson, and Schertz also all allow 8 feet fences. So it isn't too abnormal for cities to allow fences above the 6 feet, which our ordinance stipulates. Another very important piece of information I found is that the International Building Code and International Residential Code, which has this same information regarding permits, states that their guidelines do not require or recommend that fences below 7 feet even require a permit. So basically what they're saying is that the International Building Code is comfortable with cities allowing for their residents to build fences up to 7 feet in height without even obtaining a permit. So basically just, doing it on their own, making sure they follow proper specs. So this was another important piece that we found, I learned throughout going through this process, is that 7 feet is a very common height and acceptable by the International Building Code. So the recommendation on this item, after researching that and finding this information and seeing other properties next door, beside, right behind, and nearby, with fences exceeding 6 feet, we do recommend approval of this variance request. And we are looking very closely at potentially bringing proposal to the board as well as the council to change our ordinance to the 7 feet that International Building Code stipulates in their guidelines. So that's all the information that we have from the planning department. I'll open it up to see. I'm not sure if anyone in the public is on the line or on the call that would like to comment, or if the property owner himself would like to make any comments in addition.
Is Mr. Martinez still on the line?
I'm here on the line.
Okay, okay.
I can reserve my time, and just if you don't have any questions, I'd be glad to answer those questions. And I do appreciate the board meeting during this time, and I do appreciate the time that you are taking to consider my request. But I'm here in case you all have any questions for me.
I don't have any questions for Mr. Martinez.
I motion to approve the 7-foot fence due to Mr. Madera's recommendation.
I second the motion.
I hear a motion to approve the request submitted by Mr. Martinez and second by Ms. Perez. All those in favor, please say yes. Yes.
Yes.
Unanimous?
Can you just give the time for the closing of the public hearing?
Yeah, the public hearing has been closed at 5:47 p.m.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your time.
The next item,
All right.
Mr. Diaz.
I don't think we do have any other item on the agenda. So at this time, I'd like to request a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Motion to adjourn.
Second
Motion by
motion.
Mr. Elizondo, second by Ms. Perez. All those in favor say yes.
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 Thank you all for joining. Have a safe evening.
Thank you.
Likewise.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
guys.
you.
See you, Mr. Diaz. See you, Jessica.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Bye, Placido.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye, everybody.